Hello, welcome to the channel QPK News. Please subscribe to the channel to follow the latest news of the day. Following the conclusion of Dating in the Office, Seop and Kim Jeong brought their romance into the spotlight and made their love for one another known to the whole public. When viewers of Seop and Kim Jeong's relationship on the small screen watched Office Dating at the beginning of this year, they were surprised by how sweet and charming their exchanges were. This left the audience for their relationship on the small screen quite impressed. Not only was the film a hit with the press, but audiences in general appeared to enjoy it quite a bit as well, thus its success may be measured in two ways. It is a widely held belief that Seop and Kim Jeong are involved in a real love drama. This is owing to the fact that the two have good chemistry together, both in front of and behind the camera, which has led to this belief, even though the movie has been over for a few months now. The couple of birds and octopus still haven't lost any of their charm, and there's no evidence to suggest that this will ever change. A short while ago, the Seop and Kim Jeong fan duo were pleased to learn that the idol pair had reunited with one another. To be more specific, the couple was requested to present honors at the Melon Music Awards in 2022 for the categories of Best Soundtrack and Best Collaboration, respectively. MMA. The song Dating in the Office from this soundtrack was chosen as the winner of the prize, and it just so happens that this was a pleasant coincidence. As a consequence of this, the prize that Seop and Kim Jeong will be presenting is of even greater significance. When Seop and Kim Jeong made their joint entrance on stage, they generated a commotion with their endearing interactions with one another, which drove the audience to go into a frenzy. Fans are able to plainly sense the love that these two people have for one another simply by observing the way in which they gaze at one another. The unprecedented public exhibition of the couple's love is greeted with ecstatic applause from the general population. The movie comes to a close with this couple, and even at this point, they continue to be really kind to one another. There is not the slightest thing wrong with taking things to the next level. In point of fact, the more love you have for one another, the better it is. When all of this information is taken into consideration, how could anyone possibly argue that they do not have a relationship? It never fails to satisfy my appetite, since the first time I watched the film, Seop and Kim Jeong have always struck me as being quite adorable. However, their interactions in real life are just as endearing as the ones they have on screen. Or, because it would be such a waste of time to simply act as a co-worker in this circumstance, let's just get together and talk about it. After the last episode of Office Dating aired, many viewers were under the impression that Seop and Kim Jeong would soon work together on another project. On the other hand, neither of them can be reached right now because they are both focused on their individual tasks. In the most recent development, Seop has offered official confirmation that she would resume her role as teacher Wide Duk for the third part of the series.